Boxrec released an all-time great super middleweight rankings, and they had Canelo number 1. I think Kawasaki was number 2. Andre Ward was number 3. I think Miguel Kessler, Demetrius Andrade made it. Arthur Abraham made it. They all made it. So, but you know, a lot of people had an issue. I seen this on Bruce Vane's channel. Andre Ward had an issue with them putting Canelo above him. I think he put like laughing out. He reposted it on Twitter. Put laughing out loud. I'll put it in the thumbnail so y'all can see it. I still got to hit up the web developers about the app I use so they can fix putting the stuff on the screen, man. But I mean, Andrade and Danny Jacobs being on that list was comical when you don't have Roy Jones on the list. James Toney not making the list was crazy. I believe James Toney was lineal. Yeah, he was lineal at 160. I think Michael Nunn was lineal at 168 because James Toney beat him to get the title. I want to say that was 168. I could be wrong. I want to say James Toney beat Michael Nunn at 168. I think he beat him in his hometown of Iowa City. You know, at the time, I think Michael Nunn was considered by many and a lot of people around boxing as pound for pound number 1. And James Toney came back at the end of the fight to knock out Michael Nunn. He was losing that fight. He came all the way back to beat Michael Nunn. Michael Nunn was pretty good. I know he just got out of prison like a year or 2 ago. So shout out to Michael Nunn. But nonetheless, I mean, it is what it is. Boxrec go off of a certain point system, and that's what people got to understand. Y'all get into these deep analytics, y'all take it literal. You know, they taking it literal now in the sport of boxing. That's just what it is. I don't take it serious, analytics. You know, they tell you that a layup or a 10 to 15 footer is a bad shot in football and basketball, and the 30 footer is a great shot. I don't really get into it with a bunch of nerds. Only time analytics come into play is when I'm playing daily fantasy sports. That's the only time it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. But, I mean, you can say what you want to say and believe what you want to believe, but Canelo is not the greatest super middleweight of all time. You know, you want to use the point system and post that for clicks or whatever their point system is. It just make them look foolish. I think Roy Jones is probably the best super middleweight I've seen. I mean, don't forget you have, you know, other guys. I take like I think Steve Collins over Danny Jacobs and Demetrius Andrade right now. You know, I'm trying to think about it historically. It's just been historically ever since like the World Super Series, the World Super 6 Series. It's really just been a European dominant division. That's why, you know, one of the reasons the Hagler didn't go over there, because Hagler got robbed after like 40 something tries to get a world title. He got robbed over there. He did, you know, double back and beat that guy eventually. And that's probably one of the reasons that he didn't go up over there. You know what I'm saying? He had Gerald McClellan there. I mean, obviously he lost to Nigel Benn, Chris Eubanks, and guys. I'd probably take them over Danny Jacobs too at super middleweight to keep it real. But yeah, I take Andre Ward to destroy Canelo Alvarez. That wouldn't even be competitive. Roy Jones to destroy Canelo. You know, him and Andre would be interesting fight. I still take Roy Jones. I think James Toney was better than Canelo. Michael Nunn was better than Canelo at 68, if my memory serves me correctly. Yeah, I take those guys over Canelo Alvarez. I mean, Kawasaki and Canelo, I take Kawasaki over Canelo. Kessler, I don't know. That'd be a good fight. They'd probably rob Kessler though. So yeah, I mean, you gotta think about Canelo 168-pound run. He beat old Triple G. He beat a Callum Smith, ain't shit. Who else he beat up there? He beat Billy Joe. He beat a Caleb Plant. He just beat a blown up Charlo. So he ain't did nothing up there. I mean, you know, Andre Ward won a whole series. They had Carl Froch on there. I think Canelo might beat Carl Froch, but it'd be a good fight. I mean, shit, I probably still put Jermaine Taylor over Danny Jacobs on that list, to be honest. You know, but I put Arthur Abraham made it, but I put Canelo, I put those guys over Canelo for sure. Roy, Andre, Calzaghe, for sure. Michael Nunn. I just in a vacuum. James Toney. Yeah, I put them over him. I think technically Bernard Hopkins skipped over that weight class. I think he skipped over super middle. He made his debut at super middleweight, but I think he skipped over it. So yeah, I take them over him all day. I mean, it is what it is. You know, if you want to talk about competition, Andre Ward still, James Toney, Michael Nunn. You know, I still take them. If they be talking about fighting in the ring, I still take all them. Kawasaki, all them over there. Kawasaki was a bad white boy. I ain't believe neither. What made me a believer when he beat Kawasaki, he beat Kawasaki on Showtime. I remember watching that boy. He made me a believer. And then when he beat Miguel Kessler on HBO, I'm like, yeah, he got it. For sure. But it's their list, and they go by a point system. I'm not gonna make it racial. I'm not gonna say, oh, they favor them. They got a point system. But we all know, no matter if you're the hardcore Canelo fan, casual fan, you already know Roy Jones, Andre Ward tapping that ass. James Toney spanking that ass. What he saying, drumline? We all know they beating that ass. We know this. We know it. But Boxrec's been having funny rankings. And people gonna justify it, and that's social media. Some people justify it just to troll. Let's call it what it is. Some people justify it just to troll. Some people really believe it. Some people just Canelo fanboys. But I'm not going to get in here and say it's a racial aspect to it at all. It's a point system. Now, some people's opinion might be racial. You got it. But in my opinion, Roy Jones is the greatest super middleweight of all time. Then it's Andre Ward. Then it's Joe Calzaghe. Then it's James Toney. That's my opinion. Don't make it fact. But I just don't see how you could, when people say, well, Andre Ward didn't get undisputed. Well, that's Andre Ward's fault, to be honest. He ain't want to fight Lucian Bute. Said Lucian Bute had multiple times to get in the Super 6 Series tournament, and he chose to go another way. He chose to go another way. So, that was on him. He said that Lucian Bute refused to get in the tournament. He could have jumped in when Alan Green jumped in. He could have jumped in when Saki Obika jumped in. He could have jumped in multiple times. He chose not to get it. So Andre Ward said, you know what? I ain't fighting him. And I always remember this, and I can pull this article up unless they deleted it, and I pulled it up where, the same people he talked to in Fight Hype said they wrote an article saying he was scared to fight Bute when he ducked Bute after he won the tournament. When I think he could have fought Bute and been undisputed. So Andre Ward being undisputed, to be honest, and you got to keep it a bun. If that factor into your opinion, he made a bad business decision not fighting Lucian Bute after he beat Carl Froch. They would have fought for undisputed. He let Carl Froch revitalize his career, and he fought Lucian Bute and dogged him. And Bute had a rematch clause, and Froch beat Bute so bad that Bute didn't even want the rematch. No cap. So, but I don't agree with it, but that's my opinion. Y'all be letting, and it's something to talk about because boxing dead right now. I don't even know when the next major fight come on. I think we got some major movies coming out before you got some major fights coming on. I think Shakur the 16th. So yeah. I think you got the Hunger Games coming out, the prequel. I think what else after that you got coming out? You got the Hunger Games, the prequel, right? Then you got then you got the Marvels coming out, so yeah, you know. Yeah, man. So, you know, we got a little stretch where then you got Shakur, and then you got Benavidez and Andrade, and then I gotta make my ticket out to the Bay. Shit, I'm supposed to be shooting a move out there, so we'll see what happens. But Bill already told me that he can plug me in with some access, so I want to get out there Wednesday and stay out there Wednesday and go to the Warriors game. But if I can't get no Warriors tickets, I'm probably gonna get out there Thursday or Friday for the weigh-in, get some coverage, whatever. So yeah, man. But yeah, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Peace.